My name is Emer Curtin. I'm the SU Education Officer for this year. And I'm talking to Gary Mulcahy, the Accommodation and Community Life Officer in UCC, on a couple of questions around accommodation and the upcoming semester. So I suppose the first question that is on everyone's mind is, do I need to get accommodation for the upcoming academic semester?
Thanks, Emer. It's a very challenging time, and I understand that people are asking these questions at the moment and unsure of what to do. It is a tough one, and it is a personal choice. It all depends on how your classes are being delivered, whether they're going to be delivered on campus or online. And it depends really on whether you want to be here to use the facilities in UCC. And that's something you need to consider. If you don't know what your classes will, if they're going to be on campus or if they're going to be online, you need to contact your course coordinator and to get a better idea. And then you can have a little bit more of an informed decision whether you need to come down to Cork to stay here, or whether you can reasonably commute for 1 or 2 days. And if you can reasonably commute, then is it financially better for you to do so, or is it going to put you in a worse position? And that's something you just need to figure out. Look at the B&Bs, look at the guest houses nearby. You have travel costs, you have eating out all the things you can't cook, and they're all things to consider. And then it's do you need to be here in the second semester, because we don't know what's going to happen in the second semester. So all of these things are things that, it's important to consider these. It's important to talk to your course coordinator, get some information, look at it from from your academic point of view, look at it from your social point of view with regard to the student experience, and talk to your parents or whoever is going to pay those bills, or consider whether you have to be working in Cork or working wherever you're from in order to pay your travel or to pay your rent.
Perfect. And would UCC accommodation allow me to rent per night? For example, if I am only on campus for 1 day a week, can I just rent for one night per week?
No, the UCC owned campus accommodation will be full with students who are booking for the whole academic year, so they will not be available to book for 1 night. However, there are a lot of B&Bs, hostels and guest houses in the Cork area that you may be able to do that with.
Perfect. And if I decide not to get accommodation for first year, will my choices be more limited in second semester? Will it be more difficult for me to get accommodation if I decide to get accommodation in second semester?
It's very hard to tell that at the moment, but my feeling is it's going to be extremely difficult for you to get accommodation in the second semester. If you feel that you want to commute in the first and get accommodation in the second semester, you may be better off just to commit to the whole academic year renting here. We still don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the lay of the land will be, and we don't know whether the restrictions are going to be eased or not come January. But I would imagine it's going to be very hard for you to get that second semester rental. So I wouldn't, I don't think you should put all your eggs in that basket. I think that's a really, you get yourself in a really sticky situation there, because if you need to be here and you can't find anywhere, what happens? So really consider that. And if you are commuting, is that price difference from getting a place here in first semester versus maybe not being able to get a place in second semester, weigh it up and see what you can do.
If I'm coming from overseas, or if I need to restrict my movements for 2 weeks, should I make my accommodation provider aware of that?
Yes, if you're coming from outside of Ireland, you are expected to either self-isolate for 14 days or to restrict your movements for 14 days. In order to do so, you really should be coming 14 days earlier than the start of your academic course. If you are to do that, you must contact your provider and make sure that you can come 14 days prior to that. If you cannot come 14 days prior to that, there is an option for you to rent a 14-day room in campus accommodation prior to the academic year. There is information on the UCC website. When you go on ucc.ie, there's a COVID section there, and there's a section for self-isolating and restricting your movements. It's really important for you to familiarize yourself with that if you are coming from outside of Ireland.
And how is it possible to socially distance in an accommodation where I might be sharing common spaces with people who aren't in my household?
Well, we need to follow the public health guidelines, okay? So in September, October, whenever you're here, you may be faced with that situation. And if you are, then you can come up with a rota for the first 14 days, a cleaning regime for the first 14 days, and to maintain that social distancing, right? And after the 14 days, you are technically then considered a part of that household, okay? So there's less of a need to socially distance. There still should be a need to sanitize and wash your hands and follow all those public guidelines, but there's less of a need to have that separation.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
If I'm finding it hard to get accommodation, where should I go looking? Who should I contact to help me find accommodation in Cork?
Okay. Well, my team and I are based in 6 Carrickside, which is on College Road. We're not there at the moment, but we are virtually. We have a website. It's www.ucc.ie/en/accommodation. We have a full list of all the privately owned student complexes in Cork. And we have StudentPad, which is an online search engine for house shares and digs. And we have ways to contact us to ask questions, okay? It's really important that if you don't have accommodation by now and you are finding it very hard to find accommodation, then you contact us and talk to us and we'll give you some information, okay? And if you still can't find accommodation, because some people can't within their budget, some people have a little bit more of expectation of different types of accommodation, and you just keep talking to us. If we know you're looking, we'll be able to help as much as possible. If we don't know you're looking, we can't help you. So it's really important to get in contact with us. We have a Facebook page. We have online chat on our website. We have an email. It's resservices@ucc.ie. That's RES services@ucc.ie. Contact us anytime. We'll be able to help you. It's really important.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much, Gary.
No problem.